On January 13th of this year, inside an Ontario courtroom, Estée Lauder Cosmetics pleaded guilty to 2 criminal charges under the Canadian Environmental Protection Act. The company behind Mask, Clinique, Bobbi Brown, La Mer, Too Faced, and Smashbox was fined $750,000. Their name was placed on Canada's Environmental Offenders Registry, and in a move that is almost unheard of in this industry, the court ordered Estée Lauder to notify its own shareholders of the conviction. The crime was not a factory spill or a chemical leak. The crime was selling eyeliner that contained a forever chemical called perfluorononyl dimethicone without notifying the Canadian government first. When enforcement officers caught them in a routine inspection and issued a compliance order, Estée Lauder failed to comply with that too. That is how a $25 billion beauty company ended up on a criminal offenders list. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back to a chemistry lab at the University of Notre Dame. In 2021, a research team led by Professor Graham Peasley tested more than 200 cosmetic products purchased from retail stores across the United States and Canada. Foundations, concealers, eye products, lip products, mascaras. The brands you recognize, the brands sitting in your bathroom right now. They tested every product for fluorine, which is a reliable indicator of PFAS contamination. PFAS stands for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, a class of synthetic chemicals the scientific community calls forever chemicals because they do not break down in the environment, in water treatment plants, or in your blood. Once they enter your body, they accumulate. The results from that Notre Dame laboratory were staggering. 56% of foundations and eye products contained high fluorine levels, 48% of lip products, 47% of mascaras, and only 8% of contaminated products listed any PFAS compound on the label. Professor Peasley noted that these products are applied directly around the eyes and mouth, where chemicals absorb through the tear ducts and through the thin tissue of the lips. Peer-reviewed research has linked long-term PFAS exposure to thyroid disease, kidney cancer, reproductive harm, and suppression of the immune system. That study made national headlines and set something in motion in Canada. In March of 2024, the Court of Quebec fined a Canadian cosmetics company called Groupe Marcel $500,000 for selling eye and lip pencils containing the same PFAS compound, perfluorononyl dimethicone. 3 brands, L'Issoitière, Marcel, and Annabelle, had their products pulled from store shelves. That was the first cosmetics PFAS conviction in North America. It proved that Canadian law could reach the beauty industry, and it set the precedent for what came next. 10 months later, Estée Lauder was standing in the same type of courtroom facing the same type of charge. If you are finding this valuable, consider subscribing. We cover the ingredients and the regulatory gaps the beauty industry does not advertise. Now here is the part that should concern every American consumer still buying Estée Lauder products today. The eyeliner that led to a criminal conviction in Canada is made by the same company that sells products in every Sephora and department store in the United States. In Canada, companies are required to notify the government before selling cosmetics with certain PFAS compounds. In the United States, the FDA does not require cosmetics companies to conduct safety testing before bringing products to market. There is no federal ban on PFAS in cosmetics. There is no federal requirement to disclose PFAS on cosmetic labels. California banned intentionally added PFAS starting in January 2025, but a single state ban is not a federal regulation. Right now, the same types of products that got Estée Lauder convicted in a Canadian courtroom are sitting on American shelves with no legal requirement to tell you what is in them. So what can you do today? The Environmental Working Group maintains a free database called Skin Deep that rates more than 78,000 cosmetic products for safety and flags known PFAS ingredients. You can search by brand and product name on your phone right now. When shopping for replacements, look for brands that have made company-wide commitments to being PFAS-free across their entire product line, not just individual products. And pay attention to the packaging. Products marketed as waterproof, long-lasting, or wear-resistant are the categories where the Notre Dame study found the highest PFAS concentrations. Those marketing claims are a reliable red flag. Estée Lauder built their reputation on the idea that paying more means getting something safer. In January of this year, a Canadian court looked at what they were actually selling and called it a crime. The question is whether American regulators will do the same.